This is what we want to see, bro. Are you kidding? Stellar on-chain settlement at global scale is now live. WireX app is settling Visa payments in USDC and EURC on Stellar. Now serving 7 million plus customers. 24/7 stablecoin settlement, lower fees and faster processing, no legacy banking rails. Learn more. This is the type of stuff we have to see, dude. XRP, XLM are my top two dogs. I got other ones in the utility belt, but them too. It doesn't mean other ones aren't going to do well. I think Sol's going to do well. I think Link's going to do really well. We've seen Stellar and Ripple's name throughout the years thrown around in that whole like European Euro project, and they want compliance and trust. They want the whole kind of sophisticated type approach to it, which I think, not to say other ones haven't, but I think Stellar and Ripple have been in the forefront of that. It was crazy, not crazy, but seeing Christine Lagarde step up on stage and be like, Bitcoin's never going to be a reserve here. Like, she's just no bullshit. Like, no, we're not using that shit, dude. Absolutely not. Because they seem like they're inching definitely the closest right now in terms of like the evil side of the digital currency, which yet again, a couple of years ago, people were so like against it. Oh, it's against our rights and all this shit, which it is. It's going to be the ultimate surveillance and control mechanism. But we're just walking into it willy-nilly because, at least in some of our positions that are watching this, we can take advantage of it because like we're tapped in. We can try to make some money. That's all we can kind of do at the end of the day. Dude, the bullish news does not stop. Look at this. The OCC just gave US banks the green light to hold crypto on their balance sheets for paying blockchain gas fees. This is huge for the industry. Banks can now hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Sol, and other native tokens. It enables banks to pay network fees for permissible blockchain activities directly. No more relying on third-party services. and we have the craziest bear market sentiment going on, and and we get news like this like daily, dude, for months now, where we've been tapped in. There's like crazy bullish news every fucking day. Hence how I can even make a video every day. It's hard to keep up. Price does not reflect it. But there was even a guy, I think from Citibank, we might find the clip. He was talking about what he thinks is going on, why we're in because liquidity. We need the liquidity flowing again, and it's coming. We got to be patient, as if we haven't been patient already. Been patient for years now, but we need that liquidity. Here we go. Lex Luthor, just in from U.S. Congress. CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, says that there has been a lot of progress on crypto market structure legislation, and it could pass in December.
Hey everyone, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase CEO here. I'm in the halls of Congress, back again, pushing for market structure legislation. We've seen a lot of progress since I was last here. We've now seen draft text shared by the Senate Ad Committee. Senate Banking is also working nights and weekends to get the next iteration of their text out. So we've got a good chance, I think, of a markup for this bill in December, hopefully get it to the president's desk shortly thereafter.
What? Just get it done.
This would be a big milestone to get crypto unlocked with clear rules in the US, which would benefit all companies. But of course, Coinbase wants to be the top crypto company, so we're working hard on product in the meantime as well. And December 17th, we've got our product event, which you can tune on the live stream to see everything we've been.
All right, yeah, he's always got a plug. All right, dude, we need that legislation, and then we are going to be flowing. What is this? Didn't I already read this? Whoa, Twilight Zone ass. The U.S. has now demanded the Big E's financial records from JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, and U.S. Virgin Islands per Politico. JP Morgan banked Mt. Gox, dude. JP Morgan are not necessarily the good guys. Pretty sure he had a hand in developing the Federal Reserve. Hence why they probably, greatly benefit. Insane. Breaking, the U.S. Senate has unanimously passed the bill to release the Big E files, sending it now to be signed by the U.S. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be in a rush to sign that. And then we got Mike Johnson, dude. He's over there you got to think why the tune changed. The tune change is either because they actually are going to be able to just release them heavily redacted, which is what I think, like they did with what's it called, bro? The JFK files. I'm pretty sure they did it with some other ones too. They just release it in all the fucking, like Black Ops 2, dude. Or the first game when he's like, Mason, the numbers, blackout. Trouble. And then we got fucking Hillary and Bill, dude, and they're not showing up upon like congressional, they're basically trying to get them there for their deposition against Jeffrey Epstein, and they're just like, nah, we're not coming. Any other person would get thrown in prison for a fucking parking ticket, dude. These guys are like, I'm pretty sure that's a fucking federal offense, like denying to come against their orders or whatever. But hashtag Pizzagate, you didn't hear that from me though. So there is a whole big time conversation that's been heating up around the XRP ledger and DeFi and like what other utilities can you add to XRP to like actually benefit XRP. Brad says with new DeFi protocols and apps emerging for XRP, what other possibilities for the network should be discussed? Ripple engineer leader, what's his name? Jay Ayo tackles this in the question that needs to be considered at the outset. XRP has always been about moving value quickly and efficiently. Over the years, it has gone from powering payments to helping settle tokenized assets and enabling real-time liquidity across different markets. Cool. And now with the first XRP spot ETF live from Canary and others expected in short order, dropping like dominoes this month, dude. It's already the 20th. A couple of days, we're going to be getting Franklin Templeton, four or 5 days. It's clear the ecosystem is stepping into a new phase, especially as institutions start adopting products like tokenized treasuries and money market funds. All this got me and David Schwartz thinking, what if we supported native staking on the XRPL one day? What would this look like? That's the core debate that's been going on right now. Most networks today use staking to align incentives, but XRP is different. Transaction fees are burned. It's built for settlement of any asset quickly, efficiently, and at a low cost. Network validators have an equal vote regardless of assets held. Stability and trust, not rewards. Because everyone's going, well, you guys just literally were fighting tooth and nail that like the best incentive for the ledger is no incentive. That was their whole like argument for it, and now they're switching their tune up. I don't know whichever way is good or bad. I mean, if David Schwartz goes through it, he's like, some of these could be good, but not necessarily realistic. Some of these could be bad. For staking to be possible, we would need a source of staking rewards, a way to distribute them fairly. Both would change how value flows through the XRPL network in ways we need to think through carefully. Absolutely, dude. Changing something as like crazy as that. So talking about the idea of native staking for XRP helps us understand what could evolve and what should stay the same. Yeah, so we got a bunch of guys going through this, but at the end of the day, he's like, people are bringing up problems. He's like, yeah, we're just kind of like spitballing the idea around, but you know, it starts as an idea, over time gets fleshed out, hopefully to benefit the XRP holders even more. That's the thing, dude. It makes sense why they would want to make it even more attractive potentially. Now that fucking Steam's starting to pick up and we got 7 XRP spot ETFs launching this month alone. I think maybe even more than that because the Amplify one just launched. New Hampshire launches first Bitcoin-backed municipal bond. The Granite State, that's what it's called? New Hampshire. What? Just became the first to approve a muni bond backed by Bitcoin, a milestone that could pave the way for other digital assets to enter the 140 trillion global debt market. You see where this is headed, folks? With some of these, you see where this is headed? Insane. New Hampshire, you can't buy a joint, but you can use Bitcoin to back your municipal bonds. Fucking crazy, dude. The fucking gun laws there are insane, but you can't buy a joint. It's so fucking mind-boggling, spins your head around. So I wanted to take a look at this, all right? The 2019 Digital Currency Wars National Security Crisis Simulation. Former Secretary of the Treasury, Lawrence Summers, discussed how they already have a project ready to go with Jamie Dimon and 6 of the top financial institutions. JP Morgan was also the Biggie's primary bank for approximately 15 years, processing over $1 billion in transactions for him, including payments to his victims, and has been found to have enabled his beep beep operation with it. And dude, yet again, banked Mt. Gox, you could just go down the list. JP Morgan do not seem like the good guys, if we're being honest.
Secretary Summers, does Treasury have the capability and technical know-how to successfully implement a digital dollar?
Whoa. Is this for real?
Let me just say, this is not a Kennedy School exercise for us.
That's right.
We've got a staff.
Okay, wait. I'm just now kind of learning about this Larry Summers guy. Former Harvard president Larry Summers stepping back from the public role after Epstein emails. Isn't he on the board or something of OpenAI too? I've heard this name, Larry Summers, throughout the years, obviously, because I guess it's big. He's implicated in a lot of this evil shit, is what it seems. I thought I saw something that he was on, like something to do with OpenAI. Is this guy just kind of planted everywhere like fucking the Big E?
Of 40 people who've been working on this for a long time, who have extensive experience with the relevant
shit.
interconnections.
Okay. So just
First
to
thing-
clarify,
no,
the answer is yes?
The answer is that the SWIFT system is an interbank system. You cannot meaningfully work on an interbank system without working with the private sector. And I spoke with Jamie Dimon 3 months ago. There's a team of people that he's pulled together from the 6 major financial institutions in the United States, along with a number, Larry Fink, and a number of the asset managers who are working with an interagency
He's working with all the good guys.
team at the Fed, at the Treasury, at the controller of the currency to get this right. We right now, we have one network that doesn't work very well. The worst idea in the world would be to now try to have 2, SWIFT and some other separate cyber project. We have this under control. We've got a public sector-led team with the relevant private sector actors that is hardening SWIFT. And a hard SWIFT that will be secure has to be our first priority.
Okay.
We don't need to worry about the dollar. Look, let's be honest here in the Situation room. Europe's a museum, Japan's a nursing home, and China's a jail. And we don't need to worry about those currencies being some kind of major threat.
Whoa, this is a fucking crazy clip. So this is how they already have a project ready to go with Jamie Dimon, 6 others. Wow. Whoa, this immediately I'm drawing connections to like ETHgate trying to monopolize the whole thing, and then apparently Swift, they came out and they're gonna be running a pilot or actually doing something with Ethereum in some capacity, whether it's like a layer 2 or some shit. I saw vaguely about that. You gotta fact check me on that. We have it under control. What a key statement to make about it. Something as important as this, and he's talking about private companies and wow, we got it all locked down. This guy, Clay Higgins, was the only one to vote no in the House vote of the Big E files. He looks like he was at the Big E. Come on. It's incredible how it always circles back to gold, isn't it? The IMF, the World Bank, BIS, and World Gold Council are all outlining frameworks where gold acts as the underlying collateral and neutral digital assets like XRP operate as the settlement layer above it. All right, I mean, way to integrate XRP.
I think by the time
I don't doubt it eventually, maybe.
we see the next real crisis, though, the IMF and the central banks of the world and the BIS are already kind of telegraphing that gold's going to be part of a new system, whatever that system is, however
They've only been
disorderly
buying
or orderly it is. It's probably in the form of a central bank digital currency of some form. The IMF literally has a graph of it on their Bretton Woods 2.0 page on their website, and at the base of that graph is physical gold. Because even for something as awful as central bank digital currency to have any validity, they know now in this new crisis to come, which they helped create and they blamed on COVID, they know now for that central bank digital currency beast to have any credibility as an efficient settlement policy, it has to be backed by a hard asset, and they put gold as the hard asset there. And that's why the BS and everyone else, BIS is making gold a tier 1 asset. They're programming us serfs for the moment when centralized currencies are coming in, and they're going to back that in some coverage ratio with physical gold. I'm quite convinced of that.
I also believe the plan is that too. When you look at why they've been buying it at record rates for years on end now, I don't think you just do that. You know, like they know the ship is sinking. We know the ship is sinking. It only makes sense. That's why I really like the debates because that's what I mean. Like Peter Schiff, when he talks about, he's a gold maxi, but he definitely benefits from being a gold maxi. Just like if you're a Bitcoin maxi, you're going to pump Bitcoin. But just like on any side, maybe they can bring up some good points. When Peter Schiff then has been recently changing his tune about like tokenized gold, that's where I agree with him over Bitcoin. Like tokenized gold, I don't know. If you have tokenized gold, do you really need Bitcoin? But then the Bitcoin people and everyone would be like, yeah, but then that defeats the point because then you still got to rely on a third party for the gold and everything. And then Peter had an interesting answer to that. I'd have to find the clip. The Epstein bill authorizes Attorney General Baham Bondi to withhold or redact any information deemed likely to compromise national security or interfere with an active federal investigation. Okay. Yep. Redacted. That's all it's going to be. Fucking annoying. What a coincidence that regulators just allowed banks to hold crypto for paying network fees as of 30 minutes ago. In 4 days, SWIFT updates messaging standards to allow blockchain-based messaging and adds new standards specifically for oracles and blockchain network fees. Security firms are continuing to invest in tokenized assets and testing the underlying technologies. Oracles relay information from external sources to smart contracts on the blockchain. It acts as a bridge between the blockchain and the real world. In a reporting, when the source of price must be identified, the oracle is a place code. Yep, like I said, I knew Link was gonna. Link is definitely involved in this whole shebang. In a couple of days, in 4 days, is that when the ISO 222 shit is the final deadline? Imagine that really is the fucking flip of the switch. Could you imagine? Everyone really, because like when I hear people say that too, I like roll my eyes. I'm like, it'll probably take a minute, but imagine if that's really what sets us on fire right now, and everyone's like, you're a conspiracy theory. The fucking when ISO goes live, nothing. Imagine it is or I guess not go live, but I think that was the final deadline of everyone has to kind of be on board. That was the hard deadline because throughout the years, like 2025, I guess it is 2025, maybe last year. There would always be a date, and then they're like, this is it, this is the ISO date, but then like it clearly says this date was kind of the hardline date. But I don't fucking understand people. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, support. This thing is blinding my eye. Support on Patreon, join the group. God forbid this channel ever gets nuked. We got a place to go. That's it. I got exclusive videos up there. I just posted one of my reaction to Michael Saylor on PBD talking about bullshit. Bitcoin's going to 13 million, all this stuff. And I'm like, what, dude? So that's over there. And that's it. Appreciate you. I will see you in the next one.